the car, butt in the seat, legs down the footwell, but my head, like right about here, was outside the car. So I then had to like try to lean back some, scrunch in. I did all this just to get in the car with the top on. Hey, Larry here from Red 6. If you're a big fan of the channel, or at least somebody who cares about these uploads, then this is gonna be a great video for you. This is an update video, but I just kind of want to talk straight to the audience for a little bit. I had this really interesting comment that was posted on my last video that was real supportive, like, hey man, love the vids, you should upload more. So it hit me like a ton of bricks that, yeah, this is probably my oldest YouTube channel that I still make content for. Red 6, I think, it really is, it's a 10-year-old, like if you go back and look at some of the first videos, it's been 10 years. I wanted to speak on that. So car culture, car lifestyle, working on project cars and everything is such a huge part of my life. As you can see, it doesn't matter how long it is, it's something that I'm not gonna give up, it's something that I'm gonna keep working on. So first, why the channel is not necessarily dead, but it hasn't been active. I might have said this in a couple of videos, but I'm a professional video game developer. And the way that a lot of the jobs that I've been taking, I would say in the last, call it 5 years of my career, were jobs that required a lot of responsibility. Once I started taking leadership roles and then promoted into director positions at video game companies, there's a whole lot of work. It's starting to change. You know, our industry's getting a lot better on crunch and overworking yourself, but it's still a deadline-driven, hit-driven industry, here today, gone today, if you don't have a, you know, successful product. So that's just one thing. Second thing I do need to speak on is, unfortunately for me, we have a major health issue in my family. End of January to like the first week and a half of February, my mother had, let's call it 3 strokes. And so I have been on the East Coast, although I'm set up in California, I'm from the East Coast. And so I've been taking a lot of time to go to and from, to be there for my mother, to make sure that she's getting proper health care, to make sure that we're advocating for all her health needs. And it takes a lot. Third thing, and this isn't about excuses, but I'm just giving you guys the real. My partner lives in a whole different part of California than I do. So every time I leave my house and like my editing software and like all my cameras and all the stuffs, I go to her house, like my computer, for example, I'm there with like my iPhone at best, maybe an iPad. I could probably still make content, but I don't want to make iPhone camera content. Yeah, so there's things that just didn't make it convenient for me to make videos. I may as well add a fourth thing in there. Shit is expensive. Like, I'm gonna get right to it, man. I should have started with that one. You know, I complained at first, like, hey, making a car channel, whenever you make a video is because you're doing a piece to the car, you're gonna go broke quick if you don't get 20,000, 30,000 followers, 50,000 followers behind your stuff. And as you can tell by my follower count, that was never a part of it for me. I just like see the smile. I love making content. I love car content. I took some time to do photography stuff. And so that channel is still running, Photo Me Larry, just quick shameless plug. But if I were to speak right to the camera, if I were to speak right to the audience and tell you guys like really what I care about, here's the answer. If I could only have one YouTube channel and only work on one YouTube channel, it for sure would be a car channel. I think that go back to 10 years ago and watch some of those videos, you can see the passion and the joy that working on cars brings to me. And even if it's pasting stuff to the car with glue and rubber cement or whatever, adhesion promoter and all that stuff, there's just joy. Like there's something about this, you know, and it never died. Like 10 years, 20, 30, maybe 20 videos. I don't know how many, maybe 30 videos. Anyway, I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm still strong. Let's wrap up this story stuff. I don't want to talk about why I haven't been able to make content, because now I want to talk about why I can make content. I sold one of my cars yesterday. So I've got some money coming because I sold the V6. And that is a mistake that should have been remedied a long time ago. I definitely should have had, if I wanted to do car content, I should have had 2 different types of cars instead of the same cars twice. Although I felt cool and it was, I don't know, some part of me just liked having 2 cars that looked exactly the same that I could switch off from. I think if the business goal was to build a car channel, you know, that probably wasn't ideal. I would have loved to have had a 350Z in a Mustang. I probably would have done so much better. 2, a lot cheaper, getting a 350Z than getting 2 Mustangs. moving forward. So here's the good part. Here's where we are. Here's the no BS, the real, the honest truth about where this channel goes or how this is going to happen. Like, I'm a much older individual now than when I started things, but I still have the same love. I still have the same passion. And I feel like no matter how old that I get, no matter how I'm doing in life, some part of me is going to be stuck in this stage of life where all I want to do is just get that much more performance out of my vehicle and that much more sex appeal out of the way my vehicle looks. I mean, that will never not be a thing. When I'm 85 and I have a walker, my walker is going to be color coordinated, and the ball bearings on the wheels that roll on the bottom are going to be like the best ball bearings that I could buy, so that those wheels roll with the least amount of friction, you know? This is just my thing. I know you guys can relate. I know a lot of you guys feel a similar way. I think it might be cool to just kind of maybe have like the main car for this channel is always like some sort of Mustang kind of car. I don't know. Maybe. But the more important thing is I did go to a car dealership today and I saw a Corvette C8 finally in person that I could like touch and open the door and get in. And it was the most heartbreaking thing that ever happened to me in my car career, I'll say. When I say I didn't fit, I mean I did not. It was like I sat in the seat and my head was still outside. So like here's the roof line where you would need to be in the car. Like my head, shoulders in the car, butt in the seat, legs down the footwell, but my head like right about here was outside the car. So I then had to like try to lean back some, scrunch in. I did all this just to get in the car with the top on. And I said, now I could drive it without the top on, but I really asked myself, I was like, would you spend 89, because like the used prices now is like 89.90. Brand new is still probably gonna tip over 100,000, all things considered, since I live in California and you gotta pay your little sales tax as well. Even if I could, because of how inconvenient it was for me to get in and out of the car, I'm 6'5". Right now I weigh 320 pounds. No, I don't play football. I just like to try to stay in a little bit of shape, but I've also gained a lot of weight. I really wanted a C8 so bad. Like I even made videos about waiting for this car, excited for the car to come out and ready to jump on this thing. And I did not fit, like at all, I didn't fit. And I didn't want to buy the car knowing that I could only drive it on nice days, which sure, throw the roof in the trunk and then go drive it. But like, even if I thought about taking the car to a track or somewhere like that, getting in and out of the car was such a pain in the butt for me. It broke my heart because I wanted a Corvette C8 to be my 40th birthday gift, and I was really gonna spring for a nice Corvette. Not like a base model, but I wanted to try to get the E-Ray. Originally, I was gonna look at Z06. That $50,000 markup when it first came out kind of scared me away. I lost my place in line. I didn't even think about trying to flip it to somebody else. I didn't care. Once I knew, like I was like, this is a house. The E-Ray is probably gonna be the same, so I don't know why I'm even crying. But basically, it's not gonna work. I can't do the C8 Corvette. Possibly a C7. I recall at least being able to get in and out of the coupe hardtop on in a C7. So maybe if I get another Corvette, it'll be a C7. But I think I'll have a hard time really enjoying the C8s. So that's dead. And it was at that moment that I said, I've never had this problem getting into a Mustang. And maybe just because of my size and stature, I need to look at, cars that aren't rivaling Lamborghini. It almost came out of my mouth. I refuse, for this very reason, I refuse to go see and sit in a Lamborghini Aventador because I would hate to know that the carrot that I'm running to get to the finish line for doesn't taste good, right? Like, I want to win the race, and then sure, okay, it doesn't work, but like, imagine how much cool shit, imagine how successful you have to be or how hard you have to work in order to get to like Lamborghini status in your life. I would hate to know now that it's not all that it's cracked up to be, and then lose all that financial growth, lose all that maturity, lose all those cool business decisions that I would have had to make to get from here today to that point. So I learned my lesson. I ain't gonna go sit in a Lambo anytime soon. But wrapping this whole thing up, I really do feel like maybe it's just a sign. Like, stick to what you know, stick to what's done good for you, and stick to where your heart is. And Thank you, Ford, for making sporty cars that I can fit in. Before I lose you guys, there's one last piece of really cool information that I want to share. And again, I know I'm just talking to the camera right now. I felt like I needed to make this video for anybody who's held on to watching this channel and surprised that there was content that dropped. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I know I do a lot of shit on YouTube. YouTube is probably my favorite hobby. Like, although I do photography, although I have cars, although I had a motorcycle channel, a video, like I've consistently made YouTube videos since 2006. And I don't really care if something pops or doesn't. Like, I just have fun creating video content, storytelling, and doing all that. But I don't have long enough to live to just kind of do stuff for no reason anymore. And so I'm committing to Red 6 still being a channel. And how I'm committing to it and not full of shit is I actually solved the biggest problem, which was I have this, oh, this is gonna suck because I'm gonna show you my messy desk. I had bought this workstation. There we go. I bought a workstation computer to actually do like video editing and speed up my workflow and speed up the render times, but it was a desktop, and the hardest problem is once I have to leave this house, even if I drive the car down to Orange County, I'm limited in how I can actually make content. So the smarter thing to do was to actually go get a laptop. So I got a laptop. It's a Dell XPS. It gets the job done. It's good enough, right? So with a laptop, with one car now instead of two, I can just focus on getting content done. So the channel's not dead. I'm gonna commit to at least one video a week no matter what. My goal is to do two. They won't always be videos where I'm adding parts to the car because I'm just gonna fully admit, I don't have any sponsors. I don't have a bunch of people following me. I don't have income coming in specifically for the channel. So I have to do this smart. I'm probably gonna do like maybe some thought content, a little more editorial stuff as well. Just like, hey, did you hear what this company did? Here's why it sucks. Here's why it won't work. Here's what they should have done instead. That kind of stuff might be what I do for a while, but channel ain't dead. I'm here, I'm making content. I'm gonna give this one last push. So what I mean by one last push is I will be honest with you guys. I'm gonna be completely honest because this is the revealing part. I'm 38 years old as of right now. So I guess if you go back 10 years, was I only 28 when I started this? I thought I was younger than that. Yeah, maybe 20. No, I had to be, I would have guessed like 24. Oh, you know what though? Before I was doing Red 6, I was doing chain linked, all the motorcycle stuff. Yeah, no, yeah, that's about right. 28, yeah. No way, no, hold on. Yeah, 28, wow. I had a whole like 5-minute conversation with myself. Just anyway, I was in my 20s when I started this channel. I'm 38 now. I don't want to be 68, you know, still talking about like, hey, subscribers, here's what I promised to do with it. Like, I'm going to give this my best effort one last shot. And I'm not saying one last shot like I have a subscriber growth goal or I have some sort of like, I need to get to 1 million followers or anything like that. I mean, one last shot like, I took away the reason why I couldn't make content. I now have a laptop that travels with me. I scaled everything down to one car so I don't have to save up for parts and stuff for two cars. I can just focus on one car. I have cameras everywhere. If I'm not set up for success now, then I need to just be okay with not doing this anymore. And so if you know somebody who likes this kind of stuff, please send them the video. Like maybe I could grow the channel a little bit more and validate the one last ditch effort. But in order for me to like put the time in my life where I feel like things need to go, I will give this one last shot. And again, I'll never stop doing the car stuff. Like that's gonna happen regardless of the camera being on or not. But the extra work to do the camera stuff, to tell the story, to share the stories, to do the fun things, who knows? So if you're with me, be with me. Click the subscribe, click the like. Actually, just like. You don't even have to subscribe if you're seeing this. Just like the video so that YouTube is like, oh, Larry made some heat finally and start showing this video to other people. But let's do this. Yeah, I don't actually know if I like the new Mustangs enough to sell the one that I have to get one. And I don't know how much I'm gonna like waiting 7 years before another design or maybe a refresh comes out. But you know what I mean? Like I'm stuck on the S550 platform if I don't like this new platform coming out, and so I might be stuck for a while. Well, who knows? We'll see what I do. Hang in there. We're gonna make content. Stuff is coming. I'm here. Red 6. We doing this. I'm not dead. I'm still in there. I definitely want to lose some weight, but okay, I'm just rambling now. Thanks for watching the video. Let me edit this thing and throw it up there. So that's where we are in 2023. That is the channel. And I don't have a widow's peak. This is just age. I'm like, my hairline is receding from here. So anyway, guys, I'm out. Peace.